Hello everyone, my name is Pooja Devidas Nikam. So today's date 18 January 2022. So I am going to explain on today's topic non-access modifier in a Java programming language. So non-access modifier is also static, final and abstract, synchronized, native. So it's a non-access modifier and another one is a access modifier. So access modifier is also private, protected, public, and default. So it's a access modifier in a Java programming language. So first one is a private access modifier. So private access modifier is also access the only within a class and does not access the outside the class in Java programming language. So another one is a default access modifier is also only within a package. So it's called as a default access modifier. So default access modifier is does not access any outside the package. So it's called as a default access modifier. And another one is a protected access modifier. So protected access modifier is also within a so access modifier is also within a package and outside the package to get the child classes. So it's called as a protected access modifier. So protected access modifier is does not access the outside the package. So it's called as a protected access modifier. And another one is a public access modifier. So public access modifier is also used to the within a class and outside the class. So a public access modifier is also used to outside the package and inside the classes. So access anywhere access the public access modifier. So it's called as a public access modifier. So another one is a non-access modifier. So non-access modifier is also used in a Java programming language. Static, abstract, and synchronized, final is also used in a volatile and is also transist. So it's a non-access modifier in a Java programming language. So it's used to the Java programming language. And so non-access modifier is also modify the keyword in introduce the Java 7 is notify the JVM about the classes. And it's so called as a non-access modifier. So such as a non-access modifier is also not access the modifier to the public, protected, and private, and default is a access modifier does not use in a so it's called as a non-access access modifier. And static non-access modifier. So static is also provided in a Java programming language keyword, but static is a non-access modifier. So Java provide the non-access modifier in achieve the many functionality to the static modifier in Java programming language to create the classes and methods and variables is also using a static keyword in a non-access modifier. So it's a final is also used to finalize the and implementation the classes, methods, and variables. So it's a abstract class is also modifier and creating the abstract classes and method. So it's a quad as a non-access modifier. So so non-access modifier is also if we there also class is a modify the default. And default is also known as a private, protected, private package. So it's visible only the within a one package. So it's a private. And so it's used to the Java programming language. So non-access modifier is also used to the static non-access modifier is also creating the classes and methods and variables. so it's a static. And another one is a final. So final modifier is also finalize the implementation, access, methods and variables. So abstract. And another one is a synchronize. And volatile modifiers is also used to the thread in a Java programming language. Thread is also available in a multi-threading. So it's called as a non-access modifier. So static keyword is also used to create the variable then existing the independent instance of creating the classes. So it's called as a static. So only one copy the static variable to the number of instance classes, so it's called as a static variable. So another one is a static method, then is you create the static method then independently instant create the classes, so it's called as a static. And another one is a final. So final variable is also final is also keyword, but final is a non-access modifier, modifier. So it's a final can be accept to the initialize only one. And we declare the suppose the final method and variable, and does not change any data. So it's called as a final variable. So within a final variable, a modifier then used to the static make to the instance of classes and variables. So it's called as a final. So suppose so I can explain the one example. So if you one class is created, then final it's a variable declared then int final int value is equal to 10. And so is a public so is also public static final is also then 6 is also declaring the constant. So and so another one is a static final string is also puja. So it's called as a final and static. So it's a so it's a access the main method in public void to the change of value. So it's does not change the final. It's called as a final variable. So you can is also called as a final variable. So final method we cannot override. Final method is also you cannot override the subclasses. So it's called as a final non-access modifier. So it's using a Java programming language. So we declare the final class, then we declare the final method, then cannot override. And so you can declare the final class, then we can does not extend the does not extend the any class, extend the another class. So it's called as a final class. And it's so abstract modifier. So abstract modifier is also non-access modifier. So abstract class can never is instated. And another one, we if we declare the abstract, then both purpose of the for classes to extend the abstract classes. So it's called as abstract. So abstract class is also available in abstract method. So abstract method is also available in a Java programming language using using multi-threading in a Java programming language. So abstract method is also does not body of method. So it's called as abstract method. So it's called as a abstract. Then abstract method is also used in a Java programming language. Then synchronize modifier. So synchronize keyword is also used to the Java programming language. And synchronize is also non-access modifier in a Java programming language. So synchronize keyword is also indicate the method to the access only one at a time of thread. So it's at a time of one thread is also executing a synchronize modifier and synchronize keyword. So synchronize you also declare the synchronize keyword, then at a time of thread at a time At a time, only one thread is also executed, so it's called as a synchronize. So synchronize is also available in a multi-threading in a Java programming language. So synchronize method. So we can declare the synchronize method is also public synchronize keyword and wide and show the data. So it's what is a synchronize method. So it's all about the non-access modifier. So thank you for watching video.